I just want to thank everybody for being here tonight. WrestleMania has become so much more than just an event. It's become a cultural moment that happens every year. It's become a week. It's become multiple nights. It's become sort of socially relevant in a way that you really can't miss it or miss it being talked about or miss the chatter about it. There's one point in time tonight that somebody pointed out to me that on social media, out of the top 20 trends, like I can't remember what it was, but like 12 or 15 of them in a row were WWE. I mean, it was crazy when I looked at it. It was just one after the other, after the other, after the other. And it's amazing to see, and it's amazing. And I'm blown away by it every year. The passion and the dedication that our talent put into it, but also just the fans, the WWE universe put into this. For many of them, it's not an event. It's a lifestyle, right? It's what they do. It's what they talk about. It's their day to day. It's what they sort of believe in and thrive in. If you said, what does that person do? Oh, they're a huge WWE fan. And there's not a lot of things like that in the world. So to me, that's the thing that resonates with me the most. Also, and I mentioned this quite a bit, but and I'll hit some stats here and some numbers. But among the record for the weekend is the record for tonight. The number of media that we had in attendance, well over 250 credentialed members of the media at WrestleMania. All of you. So thank you again for that. Your interest in this, your passion to cover it, and to continue to give that information to the WWE universe, to our fan base, to everybody that's out there that's interested is awesome. So thank you very much. Also want to mention Pope's Exorcist. They didn't really give us, snacks or anything. Luckily, Kevin was on the first night. That was sponsored by Snickers. So, but I want to thank Pope's Exorcist for being a part of the show tonight. But I will start with this business. This is the most successful WrestleMania of all time. We, as Roman Reigns would say, WrestleMania 39 smashed the records for viewership, for gate, for sponsorship, for merchandise, for social media. I'll have a bit more of the direct information tomorrow, but I know all those things were all-time highs. Viewership, merch, social media, all of those things that are relevant to our business and the strength and the power of WWE, all-time best, off the chart. The gate tonight was well over 21 million, or for the weekend, well over 21 million for the two nights. That is a record, highest grossing weekend, highest paid attendance for us. Last night's SoFi attendance record was the shortest record reign in the history of SoFi because it only lasted one night. Night two surpassed it. Last night we had 80,497. Tonight we had 81,395 in the building. Total of the 2 days, 161,892 people. As somebody that does this on a regular basis, that's a mind-blowing number to me. I think it's awesome, and I think it just shows you the strength of where we are right now. If anything, to me, the spectacle of what we did tonight, and I mentioned this a little bit last night, the team, Kevin Dunn's team, Jason Robinson, that creates this, there's nobody in the world, nobody doing what we do. Nobody. From a live event production, from a live event presentation, from putting on an entertainment spectacle, nobody in the world touching what we do. the moments that we create, the emotion, the excitement, the staging of it, the presentation of it, the pyro, the celebrities that attend, the spectacle of it, nothing. Highlights of what we offer and the differences in what all of it is. You had Brock and Omos tonight. Completely different from anything else that you saw this weekend, right? And some people when that match was first brought up, there was some audible groans on it, maybe, right? It delivered. To me, it was a spectacle, and it delivered, and it caught people's attention, and it made them stop and see it. It did what it needed to do. The women had a phenomenal tag match. Gunther, Drew, Sheamus. I don't even know where to start on that. I'm just this is the kind of match that when I watch it, I go like, wow, that's why I retired. I've been in there with Gunther. I've been in there with Drew, but those guys hit hard. Gunther's at a different level of hitting hard, and when you talk about an event like tonight of making stars and star-making performances, all three of them walked out bigger stars, but Gunther put himself on a different level tonight, different playing field, and that's impressive. The sky is the limit for him. I can't say enough good stuff about him. He's a throwback, and when it comes to storytelling in that ring, and every single thing he does means something, and I don't see that a lot. So can't say enough good stuff about him. Bianca Asuka they tore it up exactly like I would expect them to. Ms. Snoop, unfortunately, Shane tearing his quad early in the match, and not that it was going to be a long match probably, but going down with a torn quad. My hat's off to Snoop. Just picking it up and just like, oh man, he's hurt. All right, I'll fix that. You know what I mean? And just he's a natural born entertainer. I've known Snoop for years in this environment and what kind of a fan he is, but man, tonight he put himself, and from a respect factor for me, he put himself on a different playing field for me, because I know a lot of guys been in the business a long time, and if that happened, they'd be like, what do we do? Didn't miss a beat. It was amazing. Hell in a Cell, Edge and Finn Balor, just phenomenal. Everything Hell in a Cell should be, and then some. And you see a veteran like Edge with a legend status, and somebody like Finn just taking it to another level. Amazing. And then Roman Cody, for me, every single thing a main event at WrestleMania should be on both sides. The spectacle of the entrances, the build, the hype, deafening crowd, people on the edge of their seat the whole time, all the way through to the last second. And then, maybe for a lot of people, a shocking outcome, right? What I will say about that is it's always interesting to me when people say, how could that happen, or how could they do that in that moment? And it's almost perfectly spelled out in this story. I need to finish the story. In the WWE, the story never finishes. Tomorrow night on Raw, it's sold out Crypto Arena. The story continues. The story takes another chapter. We just got to the end of a chapter, but the story continues, and that's where this gets interesting to me. I think that is what is the most amazing thing about our business. The story never ends, and for Cody, so proud of him as a performer. The hardest thing in the world to do is walk away from your comfort zone, to walk away from something you're doing, no matter how difficult that environment you're in is, or anything, to go with what you're familiar with and walk away into an unknown environment is one of the most difficult things you'll ever do in your life. And he did that, gambled on himself in the biggest way possible and succeeded at it. And but that wasn't his goal. And when he knew when the time was right, that all those things that he was doing, all the gambling, all the moments that he was creating, were to get back to what he really wanted, which was to be here and be the WWE champion, right? And to fulfill what he feels is his legacy and his career and his birthright to some degree, to do what his dad didn't, all those things. But to see that journey, to see him go through all those things as incredibly strong. It's an incredibly tough journey, an incredibly strong person to do that. And to do that in this business is really difficult. And he's done it. And tonight, if anything, he proved and earned his place at the top of this business. And I really mean that. As a performer, as an athlete, as a businessman, as everything else, as a man, earned his place in this business tonight. And then Roman, I tell him this all the time, and I told him to him again tonight. He's operating on a different level from everybody else. The storytelling, the nuances, I said something earlier about making everything mean something. There's nothing that happens when he's in that ring that doesn't mean something. It's impressive, and it's why he's been champion for 945 days. It's why he's been at the top of this industry. It's why 3 WrestleManias in, he's defending the same championship in the same run, because he's at a whole other level, whole other stratosphere from everybody else that's doing this right now. And I love hearing him say what he's saying. He's begging somebody to come along and take it from him. He's begging them to step up and do it as good as he does. And that's what this business is about, because when the Hogans and those people get to the top and the time comes, you need that next level. You need the Bretts and the Shawns, and then you need the Rocks and the Austins and the Undertakers, and you need that next generation. You need the Cenas. You need somebody to step up and take it, not have it handed to him, take it. And he's begging for somebody to do it. And I can't wait to see who does. And that's for the men, that's for the women, that's for everybody. So amazing night. I'm gonna before I open this up to questions, I want to mention one other thing. I know Bianca talked about her entrance in here and the young ladies that were on that stage and how impressive that was. And I wanted to mention and offer condolences and thoughts and prayers. There was a little girl in that troupe today as they got here that they came and informed us that her mom passed away this morning. It's the little girl that was the contortionist that Bianca danced with. And for her to come here and do that, because that's her passion in life, for her to come and do that because she didn't want to let this opportunity slip by, for her to never miss a beat, to see her dance partners swarm around her. To see everybody come together for her, to see everybody come to me to tell me about it, and then for us to get to do what we do, which is give her that opportunity in that moment with Bianca and create a moment for her on the worst day of her life that she'll never forget. That's why we do what we do on so many levels. So I just want to say how cool that was from Bianca, and just offer Amina our condolences and hope that tomorrow's a better day. So with that, I'll now open it up to questions. And Osman, if you want to get it out of the way, you want to just go straight to the elephant in the room. Go ahead.
Thank you. Hi, Paul. Congratulations. Fantastic show.
Thank you.
Nick Hausman, House of Wrestling. Like I said to Paul and Roman, obviously big news broke earlier today, or a report, I shouldn't say news, saying tomorrow potentially a big announcement could come that WWE is being acquired by Endeavor, merging with UFC. Any chance you can confirm or comment on that report?
Nope.
Great, thank you.
Yeah. No, yeah, I'm here to talk about WrestleMania, but I want to get it off the table. So I want to talk about WrestleMania because it was epic, and I don't think today we need to talk about anything past today. It was,
Third row.
Hey, Hunter. Connor Casey, comicbook.com.
hey, man.
I wanted to ask you about Cody, specifically if you could expound on how he's carried himself from coming back from the torn pec all the way up through till tonight. Because for Roman, he's been in this spot plenty of times. This was Cody's first.
Yeah, look, people can talk about it. They can give their opinions on it and talk about everything we do. But when you're in the main event of WrestleMania, that's a different level of pressure. And you can be in everything else. You can have tons of experience. You can headline other things. You can have been the guy somewhere else. You can do all those things. You walk into WrestleMania, biggest match of your life, against the biggest opponent you've ever faced, in front of 80,000+ people. With the pressure and the storyline and everything else that you've built up around it, that is the weight of the world. And he handled it like a pro. He handled it like a champ. Poised, calm, didn't miss a beat, not nervous. I saw him today. He's as calm as any other day that I see him. When I first saw him today, carrying his baby with his wife and just having a day. He handled it like he'd been there a million times. You expect Roman to do that. You expect people that have been there a million times. LA, I want to make sure there's no earthquake or anything going on. Handled it like a pro. I'm proud of him for that, man. He stepped up, and like I said earlier, tonight he proved main event caliber, main event worthy. He took it, maybe he didn't get where he wanted to get to tonight, but by the end of the day, he accomplished everything he should have accomplished tonight, by far.
Paul, John Alba Fight. I want to preface this by saying that booking is subjective in professional wrestling.
You don't say.
It is so difficult in wrestling to create that next level babyface, the next John Cena, the next Rock. Tonight, there was an opportunity there for Cody Rhodes to maybe reach that next level and finish that story, reclaim that championship. When you're in that creative process, how much do you wrestle with the idea that we might be passing up an all-time moment here to really make somebody in favor of, as you alluded to before, trying to drag things out and build on the story?
Yeah, so what I would say to that is, first, to drag things out sounds negative, right? It's not drag things out, it's tell the story, right? It's telling a story. Where do you want to go with the story, and how do you want to get there? And I think in the moment you think like, oh my God, I can't believe, right? If you're watching a movie and you thought every scene in the movie was the last scene in the movie, the entire movie, you'd be like, I can't believe they just did that. It was the worst movie ever. And then you go, oh wait, there's more, right? Oh wait, there's more. How much do we weigh that out? Every single moment of every single day. Some days when I'm trying to sleep and I can't sleep, it's because I'm weighing that out in my brain, right? And I wish that I could sleep instead of weighing it out in my brain. It's all you think about. It's all you, right? Well, if you're going to be good at this, it consumes your every moment of everything you do. It's a feel, and you feel it. Sometimes you feel wrong is wrong. Sometimes your feeling is wrong. Sometimes your feeling is right, But I do know that it always continues, and the story doesn't end here. So, some people will look at it and say like, well, if you did this, it would have been better. But you don't know that, do you? You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. You're never going to know, because if you did the other thing, might not have worked out the way you wanted to. people might not have reacted to it the way you wanted to. So it's always a feel, and where you are at that moment, honestly, is the right place to be, and then that's where you have to be and bank on what's next. So you continue to tell the story, but if I didn't feel like we had a compelling story on the other side, it wouldn't be the decision.
Denise Salcedo, Instinct Culture, right here.
Yeah,
so my
sorry.
question for you is now, 2 nights of WrestleMania done, and possibly the biggest WrestleMania of all time. So for you, I want to ask you a 2-part question. Talk to us about what you would consider the biggest challenge that you had in putting both of these shows together, and also coming out of it, the thing that you're most proud of.
Oh God. Biggest challenge to me is, man, all of it. It's a weekend where a million things, or a week where a million things are happening, and along the way there's a million more. So it's not missing something. It's the feeling of, are you headed in the right direction, right? It's a large team of people doing it, but you're always weighing out those options with that entire team. Are we doing the right this? Are we doing the right that? What's the right piece of this? What's the right piece of that? It's just the juggling of all of it. And luckily, for me, it's such a wonderful team that's been doing this for a really long time that it sort of just goes, and it takes place, and you want to be on top of it, and you want to be in front of all of it, but you trust the people that are the best in the world at what they do to do what they do, and they knock it out of the park for you every time. So that aspect of it is amazing. As far as what am I proud of coming out of it, and I don't want this to sound like a cop-out answer, because I feel like I almost gave you a cop-out answer on the first one of saying all of it. I'm going to say, what am I proud of coming out of it? All of it. Tough to walk in, for us, for this team, to walk in to, in some way, our first WrestleMania, just working together, right? Like us working together as a team, all of us. Not that I haven't worked with these people for 20 years, a lot of them, but it's different this time. This was the first one, different. For all of us to come together as a team, work together as a team, support each other as a team, watch everybody excel at what they do while letting everybody else excel at what they do, and then knock it out of the park. I don't feel like there was anything this weekend that I was like, I wish that would have been a lot better, or, oh, I would have done that a lot differently. Now, of course, there's going to be some things that if you're good at anything, you're going to nitpick it apart, and you're going to rip it up, and you're going to say, next time I'll do this differently, right? But in this moment, I'm proud of everything. I'm proud of everybody that touched this event. I'm proud of every talent that worked in this event. I'm proud of everybody that had a piece of it. From top to bottom, man, it's the greatest team in the world, and they just absolutely crushed this week. Crushed it.
Final question for Triple H.
Hi, Triple H. Joel Torres from Contralona, Puerto Rico. So WrestleMania was great. Everybody in Puerto Rico is very excited about WWE Backlash. It has been 18 years since WWE do not present a premium live event, although all the live events have been great.
Let me tell you how long ago it was. I was on it.
Yeah, you won your 10th World Championship there.
Yes, I did.
Exactly.
Yes.
So what motivates WWE to go back to Puerto Rico with a premium live event?
We want to go everywhere, right? So, we have amazing fans everywhere, and I think Puerto Rico is certainly no different. We want to go everywhere where there's a passionate fan base for us to go to, every corner of the globe. We want to go there. We want to get in front of those people. We want to perform for them. We want them to go crazy. If I can tell you out there right now, if you're a part of the world that has a great fan base and you're going to be louder than everybody else, we're going to come there and we're going to deliver for you. It's the passion of what we do. So to me, Puerto Rico's been something we've been talking about for quite a while. Got delayed a few times for other reasons, but now's the right time to do it. And, having Bunny come along with us for the ride and want to be a part of it, and just makes it that much sweeter for us. So exciting time, and it's like us going to Wales. It's like us going to London. We're going to go around the globe. WWE, as you saw this weekend, we had watch parties all over the world, everywhere. At all hours for them of the day and night, and we showed those watch parties on TV. It just shows you the strength of the brand. It's everywhere. It's news everywhere. It's big everywhere. And we're going to go to where everybody is, and we're going to deliver for them. Do one more.
Okay, one more question.
Over here. During that very, very physical Hell in a Cell match between Edge and Finn Balor, it looked like Finn needed some medical attention. I was wondering if we get an update on his condition and how he's doing.
He's great. I just spoke to him right before I came down here. Sometimes metal appliances that aren't designed to be thrown at you are unforgiving. Try to be as safe as possible, but things happen, and he was received a few staples in the ring. Bleeding stopped. Went along with the match, and was able to put on a classic. I just saw him again. He's totally fine. Just has a good gash when your blood is flowing and adrenaline's cooking. Stuff tends to flow a lot, but took care of it, and we're all about the safety of performers and everything, and we have it standing by at all times, medical and ready to roll. And truth is, if there's a risk, we won't take it. We'll shut it down. So he was totally fine, and was. The funny thing is that the paint hard to see, right, with all the paint. So it's kind of interesting. We weren't sure what was going on for a minute, and then I'm like, oh geez, but yeah, he's wonderful. The only I believe, to my knowledge, as of this moment, the only injury tonight at all was Shane with torn quad. But other than that, everybody was aces. So, all right. Thank you very much. I look forward to seeing you at Backlash in Puerto Rico, and in Saudi after that, and in London after that. And so it's going to be an amazing year. I can promise you this: no matter what happens here, WWE is going nowhere, right? We do what we do, and just like it says when you tune in each week, then, now, forever together, we're not going anywhere. We're just getting started. All right, thank you all very much.